Hey guys, welcome back. It's your boy Sir Drinks a Lot, and it's 1,000. That's right. Episode 1,000 in the house. That's right. This is On the Road with the Wolf. This is Lap It Up Review, the drink review series, my drink review series. Not the ultimate, not the penultimate, just our drink review. The drink review for the masses. Honestly, every time I think about it, I think to myself, you know what? It's just a fat dude in a car or in his house drinking a drink and talking about his own problems. I have some comedy, I have some wit, hopefully. I hopefully don't overplay my hand. You know, I don't try to sound like I'm better than everybody else. I try to be humble, but I know I can be a jackass. You know, nobody's special, you know, but we're all special. It's like everybody's a snowflake, both ways. You know, something that is, you know, very, very delicate and very, very, the changes of the winds and all that fun shit, but also it's individual. No one is the same. They are all valuable in their own way. So, hey, you can take it the way you want to take it, however your proclivities proclude. But we're all very, very unique things in this world, and I'm happy to be able to at least maybe share my proclivities. Hi, buddy. How you doing? We're gonna need to stop by a gas station and get him some water. Oh yes, just lay on me. That's fine. I don't mind. Really don't. Do you want out? Do you want window down? Because you want it to blast the, you know. Oh, and everybody's slowing down. I don't want to slow down. I'm like literally behind another vehicle. Okay, I've got to get over. Alright, cool. Red car, go. Red car, go. I'm giving you options. Step on the gas, buddy. Step on. Thank you so much, Mazda. Jesus, H flipping. I say that and I get mad at somebody. Let's get a little more light in here. Oh, okay. That didn't work. Anyway, this is episode 1,000 in my series. Now, technically, this is probably like 994 or something, because I do have some what I call redux. I can speed up a little bit. But today's drink to start out the day is a Mean Bean Monster. That's right, a monster. Killer Brew, triple shot, 300 milligrams of caffeine. Looking at 220 calories. Yeah. 5 grams of fat, 440 milligrams of sodium, 15 milligrams of cholesterol, 36 grams of carbs. That's not bad, honestly. For some of the stuff we've had, not bad at all. And I am on my way back from seeing the Turtles. Whoa, easy there, cement truck. Stay in your lane. So, something Oaks, Lonely Oaks Mall or Long Oaks. Yeah, here in New Braunfels, I got to meet Huang. Is it James Huang? Like from Partners in Crime. I got to meet meet the guy. I can't remember for some reason. I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan. You know, it's like I'm really bad with names, but like faces, like these guys, you know. But he was James. I think it's James Kwong. I believe I'm saying the name right. I could be very, very incorrect in that. I didn't want to rhyme something that sounded stupid, so I didn't say. Anyway, Ian, I need you off my shoulder, man. Hi. Go say hi to everybody. No, stop doing that, please. All right. Anyway, and I also got to meet the turtles. Got to meet. See, I'm bad with first names too. Kratz. I just know the name, and like I've seen his work before in comic books and Turtles. He did Terminator, Big Transformers. What do you do? What do you want, bud? You okay? I need you to not drool on my arm, please. You had a little bit of water a little bit ago. I can get you some more water here in just a little bit. We're gonna do my 1,000th episode. You trying to crowd in, get attention? What is, no, dude? It's okay. So, yes, we it was a kiddo's birthday, their middle kid, and it was a lot of fun. Didn't get to see the errant stepchild, but he was busy at work, and I don't get to see them very often. So, sorry. Yep. Might as well go all out. And then hung out with Ina Shoba and Kit for a bit. We did Cheesecake Factory afterward and traffic. And by the time I got back to the apartment, their house. They have a house. They have a home. They have a 2-story house, for fuck's sake, apartment. I've been knowing them so long that like I'm so used to saying apartment. And they've had a house for like the past 6 years? 5 or 6 years? 5 years maybe? Something like that? Don't get me wrong. I like the area. I do like the area. It's a bit city. More city than I like. I like kind of living out where there's woods. And you don't hear much, but the problem is that also leads to I need to yeah, sorry. It leads to kind of not taking care of your yard as much because you don't have a yard, it's mostly woods. So every once in a while I go out with the blower and blow off the porch, and I really should rake more often because besides my steps and the porch, I don't do that as much. And the roof, this is another thing. Out here, you get barely anything on the roof. You don't got to worry about cleaning off the roof as much, which is fine. But I need to do something about the roof too. Trying to think. I was gonna come back Sunday as soon as we got done with the Cheesecake Factory, but as soon as I get back, my stomach started getting real. I had cold sweats and I was feeling nauseous, and I just kind of chilled out. And it happened once before the last time I took my shot. The next day, midday, I started feeling it, and I was just like, oh. And I laid down, and a little bit later, I was fine. So I did that yesterday, and by the time like I was done, I started to feel like, okay, I think we're good. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's so awesome. That's pretty. It's like a shopping complex with this little pond lake area, but there's like a fake waterfall, and it's like, that's pretty. when the thing is that monetarily, it doesn't make any sense money wise. It's not like a pool or anything, but it just looks good, you know. Unless it is a pool, which would be awesome. I don't know. I just I like it out here. It is nice. I was thinking a while back. It's like I've worked in locksmithing for 28 years, and I deal mostly with customers and supply. Or I did. I do a lot less with supply, mostly because the type of work I do and the type of supplies we need versus how things are done is kind of difficult to kind of navigate, because the product lines change and the prices change, and having to keep up with all of that is very difficult to make it all kind of square away. And we, you know, or when, like, especially when you're not the one that orders stuff, like the only one, like you'll order stuff and then somebody, like the boss will order something and you'll mark it off, or you forget to mark it off, and that's on you or on the other person or whatever, and you both order the same thing. It's not as lazy or just like paintball run, but it's still kind of, it's not as tight as it should be. And we've been a company that's, I had to shut that. That's getting too loud. Sorry. We've been a company that has we've been in the area for a long time. People know us. We've got name recognition, and people know us by name. So, and really, the need to do anything else is kind of, you know, we don't really need the advertising as much, except for the best of the town. There's a best of knack that we kind of push every year. And the thing is that every year it seems to get more and more like nominated for. It used to be that we had, like, there were nominations for individual locksmiths as well as companies, and we're the only company per se, but also there are a few smaller companies that do stuff in the area. And yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. Because, like, we get best of neck, but then there's a security provider, and, like, we can do alarms as well, but we only have security provider. They did have a thing for locksmiths, but then since there weren't as many, they stopped doing that. So it's understandable. We're the only, you know, locksmiths in town, like, shop. But then it's like companies that do home sound systems that also install, like, a large brand alarm company stuff. Well, they're in there now. And it's like, okay, I mean, they're a security company. And then there's a security company that just kind of is like the worst kind of salesman that talks crap behind your back. And it's like, I've heard them, like, out of their mouth say stuff. And it's, I don't know, it's frustrating. But then they get nominated. And then, you know, yeah, it's not that great. But we really do try to kind of push it a little bit. It's not like everybody pushes it, but it's something we look forward to. I think it's probably more the accurate term. We look forward to it. We talk to people about it occasionally, but not a whole lot. Mostly when it's like, hey, really good, think of us, best in ag, you know. And it's not even a thing that like the boss doesn't go, hey, you gotta say this, you know. But like the bookkeeper does gonna say, hey, when you get your newspaper, fill it out, you know. It's like, this isn't bad. It's got a nice flavor. It's a monster coffee. It's called Killer Brew. I mean, you know, it's not good. It's not bad. It's just, it is. I like it. Anyway, also coming out to New Braunfels, I did find a few companies that, you know, there are some locksmith companies in town, and there's actually this one that I saw that was talking about how they had not been in the business for a very long time, but long enough, and it was like, I'm not going to use the name that I think I remember. It's like, I'll use like Brad's Lock and Key or something, or Brad's Security or something, and it's not Brad. And I thought about maybe checking out the business. Some of the stuff I saw was storage room stuff, like where they kind of work out of a storage area / office rental, and they have their own shop, but like on the other end of town they have another place. And I thought about going by and just kind of checking out the actual shop they've got to kind of see what they've got. And I would love to do that. Honestly, I gotta tell you, I would love to go to the big cities, find some of the old lock shops, and take pictures and get ideas of how to make things better, you know, for shops. Because people need, I mean, going into like Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart to grab your locks is fine, or some kind of building supply place is great, but those aren't people who know the product or know how to install it, because doors are different, you know. And then there's the best type of locks for, I mean, not even the best, but there's the best type of for what you're working on, you know. I'd like to learn a little bit more about that, but also be able to help some people out who, you know, businesses. I remember going to some of these classes, and they were talking about like storefront management, and I was like, hey, that sounds great. That's a great idea. And I was thinking like it was stock management and you know, employee integration into the, you know, into like what you do with the systems. Like, I thought that would be interesting. Not just organization software wise, but also physical, you know. Every time I see a newspaper fly through the sky, I think of that fucking horror movie, the Japanese style one. Oh crap, can't remember it. But it's like you see like an article, but it has like your obituary in it, and then you die. But if you use it to change, or like not you, but you find an obituary in it and you see it, and what it is it's a part of the Akashic record. It's loose, and it's also kind of an entity on its own. That part, not the actual record itself, but like if you see that you die in a wreck on the side of the road, and you realize you're on that road right now, you're on the side of the road, and you see an 18-wheeler coming, and you get out of the way, you know. Well, you survive, but then you actually, over time, you start getting the record more often, and then you try to stop people from dying. And the more in accidents, the more you do it. So it's kind of like a Final Destination thing, but the more you do it, the more you become disassociated with reality physically. Like, you start to turn into a shadow or something. There's like this black ichor, but it's like a shadowy kind of thing. Anyway, it was I can't remember the name, what it was called, but it was a great, I think it was like a couple of movies. Anyway, see, I drift. So, yeah, but no, like finding like, hey, when you come in and like, if you work for an area, you have to have access to materials needed. You have to have locks, deadbolts, knobs, different styles. Ugh. Sorry, it's like just making sure I pay attention here. Entry storeroom, classroom, hallway, hall and closet style, privacy, bathroom, that kind of thing. There we are. Okay, I'm on the right way now. Honestly, I think the best bet is just to keep going until I get to a little cross off for where Sherwood is. Sherwood, there's a fair that's gone on for a bit now, but it's only open during the weekends. And this is Monday. I'm coming home. I really wanted to work today, but just with like not feeling so well, and then when I finally started feeling good, it was just too late. I would have gotten home at like 3, well, maybe not 3, more like 1 a.m. And I need to stop by and get some water. Sorry if this is not really the best. I'm seeing a lot of shadow, like darkness in that clip here, and it could just be my view of it. But I'll need to stop by and get some water for him. I got a little bowl thing, which I think I've showed you guys that. It's pretty awesome. Oh my goodness. But yeah, but something to organize stock, display, something for keeping track of items that you have in stock. It is very hard to keep track of every single key blank you use, because if you buy stickers or with like a scan, like barcode or whatever, you gotta have a barcode reader, point of sale, POS. And the thing is that sometimes those keys, when you're trying to make something work, or you make a copy and the machine's a little off, or the person's wrong, you go through a decent amount, not a decent, an indecent amount. You might go through a handful of keys, little mess ups. And keys are not expensive, but I wouldn't say they're cheap. But I also don't think that it should be what you base the financial security of your business on. Like residential house keys and stuff, those are going to be like water, at the bottom of the tank, In some instances, it's going to be your bread and butter for certain things. We have a shooting range in town that always, every year, has some padlocks, and they want to have they either buy new padlocks, or they get their old locks rekeyed, and then they get 300 keys. Hey, 300 keys is 300 keys. But just like a while back, used to be like, keys were, I think we charged them up, they were like $250. We charged them about $1.90 or whatever. Well, last year or a couple of years ago, they went up. And when they finally got to us about doing it, we did what they wanted, and we charged them accordingly, the price. And they were very upset by that. But they hadn't come in and said, hey, how much is this going to be? They just expected the price to stay the same, which it's a small town, so not remembering to say, hey, prices have gone up. But we ended up we also didn't give them the deal we did last time based on the price. So we gave them a deal based on the price, and they liked that. But we had to inform them, like, hey, prices have just gone up, you know. But yeah, it's a pink and white Dodge Charger. Like, the bumper's pink, hood's pink, wheel wells are pink, side lights are pink, everything else is white. Reminds me of a color changing car that I had when I was younger. It went from white to red, but then the red didn't come. I put it in the freezer one time, took it out, and then it was like white to pink. The red wouldn't come out anymore, so I had a white and pink car, and then just kind of went pinkish, and I don't know what happened to that car. Y'all are getting my stream of thought right now. That's just how it's got to be. But no, I don't necessarily know about like being like a traveling salesman per se, but I definitely wouldn't mind being sales, and really more like just sale, as in like going to the shops and figuring out just what works best. And actually, I wouldn't mind going to like lock shops and stuff like that, and actually writing. Like, I wouldn't mind doing articles. I think, you know, that would be kind of fun for me, because I'm a writer, but not professionally. I mean, I have been published a little bit, a few times. I do have some Incan stories, which I talked about before. I wouldn't mind writing some articles about it. Getting back to like, hey, and not doing as much of a technical writing, but more of, you know, what works best for companies at large, you know, and the type of shop you have, or what works best. Like, what's the biggest key in your area, you know? Your main threes are going to be your Quickset, your Schlage, and your Weiser. But you've also got your Dexter, old school Dexters. You got your Yales. You got your old school Nationals. And if you like bigger cities, you might barely ever see some things. You might even have like little tags. You might have best. There's might even have key mark. I mean, it just depends on your area. I don't want to say the affluency, but yeah, you live in an apartment complex, you might have some pretty high security stuff, or you might have some residential grade stuff, which isn't bad. It's just residential. Anyway, but yeah, no. Saw the Easter Bunny twice. Went to the Cheesecake Factory. And I just have to say that the Cheesecake Factory in San Antonio, I think it was San Antonio, part of near a mall, I can't remember the name of the mall, was beautiful. But near the stands for the seating, they had these little centerpieces that went in between the booths and everything, with this light at the top of each one in a little glass thing that looked like the Eye of Sauron. I'm not kidding. It was like that is what it was. I was just like, okie dokie. But plus, I'm not trying to be a creep, but the black outfits, like even on the men, it looked like the waiters and waitresses, or the staff. I don't even say waiter. It doesn't even sound right, because you look at them and you're like, that's a butler. Well, not a butler, but like the full black outfit looked great on everybody. You know, I was looking at everybody just kind of going, damn, they kind of hot. You know, everybody looking good. I mean, I'm not talking with anything, but I'm just like looking around going, everybody looks like they should be on a magazine cover. You know? But when the birthday was at a Pied Piper's Pizza, and I was waiting for some really freaky animatronic to pop out, because that's what it looked like. It looked like somebody was going to pop out nowhere, just and be like, "You're dead," you know. I did get to see the kids playing air hockey, which was so cool to see them playing it versus, you know, when I was a kid. And yeah, it was really, really cool. I had a really, really great time. And that's when I realized how old I was. I'm in a place that I would have gone to when I was a kid. We had a place called Mr. Gaddy's. Very similar thing, but it wasn't as big. In the section we were in, everyone was having a birthday. Because it was in a big open area, a bunch of booths, I mean, a bunch of tables with pull-out seats, like stand seats that you pulled out. And it was just like, these areas were for birthdays, and every 2 long camping porch tables was for a birthday. There were so many birthdays. And there, like, our server lady, she was very cute, very young. I noticed afterward. Not afterward, but kind of like during. And then I started looking at some of the other people who were cleaning and serving and everything, and I was going, oh no. Like, literally, I was, what's that actor's name? He passed away. He was awesome. Yeah, the chief from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was like, oh no. You know, when you realize that, and of course, some people are going to go, oh, he was being a creeper. And I was just like, I found somebody attractive, and I looked at them closer, and I was like, yes, I'm old. And the thing is, this is not the first time I've done that. Several years ago, many years ago actually, I think probably maybe 10 years ago, maybe more, I had gone to like a, people slamming their brakes in front of me. It was a seafood place, Joe's Crab Shack. And I was noticing that not only were these waitresses fairly attractive and kind of young looking, they were all incredibly short. Very short. They're all very tiny. And at first I was just like, oh, this is just a bunch of just the thing. And then I realized everyone was the same damn height. They were all short. And I'm like, okay, I'm tall. I'm 6 foot. And I'm also, I think at the time I was like 38. No. I was 35, 36. And I was just like, these girls, and I say girls now, they're probably, anyway. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone. But yeah, it's just like, and like when you have to kind of go, well, you know, yeah, I'm old. And I think I've said this before, is I have no, it's not true, I don't have an interest in relationships. I just don't have an interest in letting people get in and then disappoint me, because I've already feel like I've disappointed enough people as it is. If I disappoint him, I feel bad. And I'll feel bad if I disappointed anybody else. But he loves me unconditionally. He may look at me like sometimes like, but I know I'm not going to come in and, you know, in the house and have him shit in my bed. Don't get any ideas. You know what I mean? Not that anybody's ever shit in my bed, but you know what I mean? I don't have to come home to find some other person in my house, giving him treats. And you just ran a red light and you were a big, huge ass truck. You were fucking dangerous. Ooh, that's the guy that broke. Whoa. Okay, anyway, so my friends Inishoba and Kit have asked me to move to New Braunfels, and Inishoba has offered a job, or offered me to look into getting me a job with him, and I told him this is like one, that would be awesome, but I'd have to stay with them for a little while, and I can't. I've been sleeping on their couch for the past couple days, and the couch is made for short people, and I'm a fat man, and I'm also tall, so it's very hard for me to get out of the bed. I could not do that on a regular basis until I got my own place. Also, I have a dog and 2 cats, which, and then there's a moving back and forth, plus it's not guaranteed that I'll get whatever job that, is there, or that I'll be good at it, which he's like, oh man, I'd help you out, you'd be fine. And I'm just like, oh, I'm at a job that pays pretty well for where I'm at. I need to stop at a gas station. You need to get some water, don't you? I need to cut this video a little short. It's already going to be 40 minutes long. Anyway, so there's that. And honestly, I think if I were to get like a job of my dreams, actually, if I want a job of my dreams, I'd have a bookstore, but bookstores are dying. It's online or work for a big chain. I like the idea of like a tea coffee shop, in the internet cafe with books, like that sells books. Though Walmarts are now selling books again, and I'm really happy to see that. But anyway, yeah. But minus all of that, I am now going home. I'm heading home right now. I'm probably gonna pull up a few more videos if I find any drinks on the way. I just wanted to tell you guys that I said, you're drooling, stop. And so it's why I don't like you there. Oh, I love you, but geez. God, I just wanted to, yeah. I love him so much, but I don't understand him. I need to get him some water. Anyway, but I just want to tell you guys that I love you. You're amazing. Thank you for being here with me. I have loved the comments that have come in. I'm also sorry that I haven't done any videos, any of the Minecraft hours things, which, I mean, it haven't really got any traction yet. And I got a strike for watching it. I got not a strike, but like a warning kind of thing where I lost some, like, it had to be cut because I did the Minecraft movie trailer review. I did a review on that, but it cut it because it was somebody else's upload of the trailer, and I didn't know that because I watched one trailer and then I saw the official trailer and I was like, oh, okay, and I clicked on it and we watched it on the live, but it was actually somebody else's live, somebody else's thing. And okay, fine, cool, whatever, I'll just cut it, that's fine. So yeah, that's the problem with having lives and all that fun stuff. But anyway, as for the coffee, I give it a 3 and a 6. It's good. I'm hoping the caffeine keeps me going. Not that it's the caffeine that'll probably do it. I'm good. I'm not sleepy or anything. I'm not feeling weird. Yeah. So we're all good. Oh no! I had leftovers that I was gonna give you. You had half of them though. Actually, no. You had, yeah, a full piece and some dog food. So you ate. You just need to get something to drink. He drank like a bit before we left, and then he went out before we left too. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. As always, I'm Sir Drinks a Lot, and I'm wishing you health, wealth, and love with enough time and gusto to enjoy it all down to the last drop. I say that because it's something that my grandfather used to say, or rather, he did so I believe it's a kind of a Spanish or Latin, prayer before you eat. and he would always add with gusto in the Latin. And gustales, I think, is okay. Back, you drooling. Sorry, I felt it, and I love my dog. I love you again. I feel so bad for doing that, but it was like, yeah. My grandfather would do that, and of course he would also do good food, good be, good God, let's eat. See you, Unitarian preacher. Dude, get back! Don't breathe in my ear. I love you. I actually need to get a cool pad, I think. Might help as well for back there. I mean, I've got he wants the window, but I've got the AC on, but I can't really deal with the AC on if I got the window open. So anyway, making excuses. But yes, I just want you guys to know that about my grandfather. I think without him, I wouldn't be the man I am today, at least to any degree. And same thing goes for my uncles, my brother, people that I worked with, my mom, my aunts, all my friends. And even people that have done me wrong, those people are the reason I am the person I am today, because of how they've treated me and I've responded. And while I would have loved to have changed a lot of it, I wouldn't. The idea of going back and not doing some things that I've done, or dealing with certain people a certain way that I have, good and bad. Like some people, I should have put my fucking foot down, kind of thing, you know. But honestly, I am who I am because of all the choices that I've made. And while I could be better, I'm here with you guys doing this review 1000. I just wish it wasn't so dark. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later.